So England are going to win Euro 2020. Okay, they've only qualified, but we'll probably win because football's coming home, etc, etc. Throw your pints in the air. So now we know we'll be at the competition, it's time to debate who'll be in the squad. Here's what I think Gareth Southgate's 23-man England squad will look like. Jordan Pickford. We'll start with the three goalkeepers, and something will have to go drastically wrong for Jordan Pickford not to be England's number one. The Everton man was sensational at the World Cup and has retained his three-line spot despite some questionable form at Goodison Park. He's a great shot stopper and strong with his feet, which is exactly what Gareth Southgate wants. Nick Pope. The Burnley man also went to the World Cup, but has had a very different career since then. Injury put him on the shelf for a long time, but he's now back and the real number one at Burnley following Tom Heaton's departure. Pope is a great backup, but that's all he's going to be really. Tom Heaton. We've mentioned him once and we'll mention him again. I reckon Tom Heaton will be Southgate's third choice as goalkeeper. He's got other options to pick from such as Dean Henderson, but Heaton adds a bit of experience to what is still a young squad. Will he play? Probably not, but he's good enough if called upon, as he's shown now at Aston Villa. Unfortunately for Kyle Walker, he narrowly misses out after his Champions League heroics. Trent Alexander-Arnold. The Liverpool youngster is England's best option on the right side of defence and is one of the best in the world in his position. Trent's ability on the ball is sensational from wide areas, which has led to a lot of people pleading for him to move inside. But for now he remains a right back and should be Southgate's first choice at the Euros. Kieran Trippier. This is a big call that Southgate has to make. Does he choose Trippier, Kyle Walker or Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Personally I think he'll go with Trips. The Atletico Madrid lad has been a key player for England in recent years and has remained in the squad during Kyle Walker's strange absence. Trippier has great delivery as we saw at the World Cup, which will likely give him the edge over Walker and Wan-Bissaka. Ben Chilwell. The Leicester lad has never appeared at a major tournament for England, but he should be the three lines' first choice left back at the Euros. He's been sensational for the Foxes, finding that rare blend of being able to defend and attack. Chilwell should be England's left back for years to come, and his big opportunity will come at Euro 2020, where he must wear the number 3 shirt. Luke Shaw. England will also need a backup left back, and I'm going to go out on a limb and pick Luke Shaw over Danny Rose. Rose has been a favourite of Southgate despite not being the best for Spurs, and his club career is currently on the decline. He stated he plans to stay out his contract there after being told he won't get a new one, so that might see his minutes diminish. While Shaw is on his way back from injury, and if he can perform, could jump ahead of Rose in the pecking order. Harry Maguire. Slabhead was one of Southgate's heroes at the World Cup, becoming something of a national treasure. Since then he's become the most expensive defender in the world by joining Manchester United, and a move that has yet to really take off. But he'll remain England's first choice centre back as he's confident with the ball at his feet and a massive threat from set pieces. He's proven himself on the international stage, so he'll definitely be in the squad. John Stones. The Man City defender isn't having the best of times right now, but will surely still be at Euro 2020. As we've said, Southgate wants defenders who are brave in possession, which John Stones absolutely is. He has to be in the squad, the big question is just whether or not he's a starter. That'll likely depend on his form between now and the end of the season compared to his competitors. Joe Gomez. The big man, Raheem Sterling's best mate, Joe Gomez will hopefully be going to Euro 2022 as he's a future three-line star. The big issue for Gomez is minutes at Liverpool, as injury last season saw him lose his place to Joel Matip and just hasn't been able to win it back. If he was playing every week then he'd probably start for England, but that's not looking likely. He's a good option for the squad though, as he can also play at right back. Fikayo Tomori. The first of Chelsea's young guns, Fikayo Tomori has been a revelation at Stamford Bridge, muscling his way into the starting 11 and proving he can be a top Premier League defender. For his club form, Tomori has been rewarded with a place in the England senior squad and he'll surely stay there when the Euros come around. Tomori could do with the experience of a major international tournament, and although he likely won't be a starter, he's a strong enough option with his power and pace. Declan Rice. Based on current form, Declan Rice shouldn't be in the England squad, but he's lucky in the sense that England don't have many defensive midfielder options. With Henderson no longer playing in that role, Rice is surely a shoo-in for the squad, potentially sitting in front of the defence and keeping England taking over. Unless another option emerges at the base of midfield, Rice has a lengthy future in international football. He's slotted into the Eric Dyer role, who just must be sat at home wondering where it's all gone wrong. Harry Winks. Another option for Southgate at the base of midfield is Harry Winks. The Tottenham ace is often impressed for England, despite not being a real top bracket player at Spurs. But he keeps the ball moving, dictating the tempo, which is something England don't have but probably need. Winks is Rice's biggest competition and has different qualities, which means Southgate has some big decisions to make. Jordan Henderson. We mentioned him before, and Jordan Henderson will definitely be on the plane. A lot of people don't like him, but Henderson is a leader both on and off the pitch, recently sorting out the squabble between Sterling and Gomez. I wonder what Harry Kane was doing. Henderson is a likely starter for England and he showed at the World Cup that he can be important on the bigger stage. He could even arrive at the Euros having just lifted the Premier League title. Christ, imagine that. Mason Mount. This is where things start to become tricky. England have a lot of creative centre midfielders, meaning Southgate has a real job in his hands picking the right ones. We think Mason Mount will be included, as he's been key for Chelsea this season in what is his first Premier League campaign. His goals and runs from midfield will be a big boost for England, and he now needs to prove that he can be trusted to start. James Maddison. Another big decision Southgate must make is over James Maddison. The Leicester midfielder is one of the most creative players in the Premier League, but we're yet to see what he can do on the international stage, which is a completely different kettle of fish. But he has the raw ability to thrive in an England shirt, and Southgate just can't ignore his club form. Maddison simply must go to Euro 2020. Ross Barkley. Now he's no longer the reincarnation of Paul Gascoigne, but Ross Barkley has certainly found a fan in Gareth Southgate. While Barkley hasn't hit the heights expected of him, either at Chelsea or Everton, he's a wizard in an England shirt and a player who Southgate knows he can rely on. For that reason, he'll likely be on the plane to Euro 2020 alongside the more unknown quantities like Maddison and Mount. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. This is the pick that I took the longest to decide. I'm still not sure if I've made the right call. I had 22 players listed with 6 midfielders and 5 forwards. Now I could have gone with another winger like Callum Hudson-Odoi or a centre midfielder like Dele Alli or Jack Grealish, but no, I'm going to go with the Ox. Why? Well, because he's a bit more versatile and could do a job in the front three as well as in the middle of the park. He's got the energy of a Henderson, but with a bit more craft, and might be a good squad option for Southgate. Raheem Sterling. Probably England's best player, Sterling is now starting to really perform for his country after years of underwhelming performances and inevitable stick from the media. But Sterling is stronger now, capable of being the main man for both Man City and England. Euro 2020 is going to be a big tournament for Raheem Sterling, who's yet to truly make his mark at a major tournament. Jadon Sancho. England's shining light overseas, Jadon Sancho has influenced so many young English players despite just being a baby himself. He's made a name for himself at Borussia Dortmund and thus forced his way into Southgate's England side. With him on one wing and Sterling on the other, England have real pace and quality out wide. Sancho is young but he's experienced, competing in a top European league as well as the Champions League. And he's already proven to be dangerous for the three lines as well. He could certainly be Southgate's secret weapon next summer. Marcus Rashford. Is Rashford a striker or a wide player? Who knows, but his versatility gives Southgate options and he's probably better suited coming inside from the left flank like he does for Manchester United. Rashford is inconsistent, but he's surely going to make the Euros, which will be his third major tournament already. Tammy Abraham. With 10 Premier League goals to his name already, Southgate simply has to take Abraham to the Euros, as he's quickly proven that he's not just a championship forward. The transfer ban at Chelsea is the best thing to happen to Abraham, who has been given the chance to be the main man. It's a chance he likely won't get for England, but he'll certainly be on standby to make a difference off the bench. And finally, Harry Kane. The captain, the main man, the goal scoring machine, of course Harry Kane's going to the Euros. His last appearance at the competition was woeful, spending most of the summer taking corners for Roy Hodgson rather than being in the box and scoring goals. He made up for it in Russia, winning the World Cup Golden Boot with 6 goals, even if he did score a few penalties and one came off his arse. At Euro 2020, he'll be lifting the trophy. Hopefully. Probably not. There's some big players who haven't made this squad, so Gareth Southgate has a real job in his hands to pick the right team as he looks to bring football home once and for all. When you compare this to the World Cup squad, it's very different. I think there's only 10 players from that squad in it, but there's no way the likes of Jesse Lingard are going to make the Euros. I think that ship sailed completely. But will the manager risk picking another inexperienced squad for a major tournament? But then again, if you're good enough, so what? The likes of Sancho and Mason Mount are definitely ready, they just need the opportunity. It's not like we can just keep picking Danny Welbeck. Although I suppose we could actually. Has anyone got his number? So that's who I think Gareth Southgate will pick for his 23-man England squad for Euro 2020. Do you think he'll go differently? Or are there players out there who deserve a chance that Southgate might not pick? Let us know what you reckon in the comments below, but whatever you do, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and remember that football is definitely coming home once again this summer. Unless of course we come up against a tied Croatia side in the semi-final, then we'll probably just lose again and get on with our miserable lives. See ya.